how the infrastructure to be influenced, how the infrastructure developed to share the cooperation between the nation to nation, the group of work. And also task sharing. See, somebody is categorized to nowadays. Previously used to like a first small example like a tell about the classification system and also cataloging things happen to this particular library and technical session. But it becomes an open resource, open source courses are developed. Somebody already done that particular cataloging classification, able to copy in a Mark 21 language, Mark 21 format, apply immediately. This information technology allow us to share the knowledge, how it can be categorized of the subject. The same similar lines, we can reduce the time of the access to the fair use. Somebody is going to take it as like an invention. We cannot start where it already basic research is going on. We can start up and also extend a layer to grow on that particular technology. A small example, I can say the Boeing company. 5 decades before, the company not interested to share the technology, but people are ready to share the technology with the accessible applications by in return order they are getting. So making a business with the technology too. Previously only production process will be developed and selling of the particular product. But now technology with the production too. And also last time I mentioned about that automobile industry. They are sharing. Previously used to come with the tie with the particular company to launch their product into the particular country. But now food, build, operate, and also hand over like the technology. So it can be transferred. Here we can see the Tata is tied with the Boeing. So, Tata, Boeing India. Not only refers to the particular aviation sector, it is also involved in the defense sector too. Previously, no one allowed to go for the defense sector as a private operators, but now it's open to them, welcoming the technology, developing the particular product where it is already developed in particular nations, the times. I already mentioned that small information regarding the publication of the study material. It was just started to publish that particular information or particular unit or particular book. Get back to the stock area with the university or any academic sector. Later, it will be distributed to the students based on the channel. But now, once registered applied, registration done, students paid the fee, orders the particular material, it going directly from the production area to the student with the basic information needed by the order, become as a facilitator these academic sections or material production section, revealing the goods, how best, how fast we come to know. And also sometimes in a less time we can say. In the same manner, international cooperation also taking place. Overseas, Indian open distance learning courses are delivered second largest in the world from our institution, highest in the registration, serving the society in an enriched phenomena in the academic sector, in higher learning institutions. The world. Same. You see all the countries, information system keep with their needs. Any education needs or agriculture needs or any product needs. Next, forms of international cooperation. What is a form of international cooperation? Variety of the forms including direct contact between individuals and organizations, international meetings, The communication of asset to publish documentation and information. United Nations publishing the United Nations goal by conducting the international meeting and also sharing the information with the documents, circulating the publications among the member institutions, and also exchanging the publication if there is anything updated knowledge that coming up with the developed countries or developing countries or underdeveloped countries. Collecting the data and also mentioning in the international information system with the technical cooperation for improving of the basic standards with the information system. This framework of the cooperation needed in a general nature and also more especially concern. Without technical cooperation, no country will develop. If they want to develop, they have to share their knowledge with the given phenomena, with a short-term assignment or long-term assignment, to help the design and also implementation of the particular application or a program, eradicate the barriers. Maybe in the higher education system, recently we know that national education policy. Why this national education policy required? Because brain drain is taking place. How the interest treaty in education system, how we are compete with the other country standards with course duration and also credit-based system already uses developed long back. Same thing is going to implement in future. And also we know that we experience how the supply of the document. Small example we can see as a library information, we know that the supply of the document in the form of electronic as well as physical mode. We know internal library knows. Once user is registered for particular information, this is not available with the particular organization or the particular library. It also can be accessed to the particular information with the no knowledge about the particular document, where it may be, how it can be processed to save that particular document, physical or electronic, given guidance, not just copy and send it. Should be in the interlibrary role. You have to see that the objectives of a particular interlibrary role depends to make use of the particular document in a licensed format manner. It also assists the staff training. If it is international treaty, IFLA is a technique, like IFLA is a come forward for international treaty to train the people and also the lead particular country with the professional leadership qualities they require. So they are enhancing their access from the developed countries to developing countries as well as the underdeveloped countries. When knowledge is flow without the barriers, the countries will be compete with each person, quality of life will improve in the globe. Last, it also helps the methodology to rework as per the objectives. This kind of cooperation may be focused on the national information system as well as in the individual system too. It also provides and also assists levels of planning where we can plan how it can be implementation and also evaluated the system of enhancement, user education, staff training, promotion based on the reward system. Is now playing an increasingly important role in the most developing countries. I already mentioned about that. Even artificial intelligence is going to take a place where the information professionals can be served because the process information is like voluminous information is coming, but how we are processing that particular information to the user needs. The level of understanding as a package too. You can see the national information policy. The policy can be defined particular country based on the objective of the administration of the guidelines to implement in a decision making. This information policy is the most important role to help the people for the standardization of living with the recipes in the decision making process, influenced to develop with minimizing conflicts or also confusion to be minimized, coordination, cooperation, and also conserving the time. The time is consumed to apply in various units or programs to implement any policy in the country. Mainly, National Informatics Center collect the information and also influence the policies in India. What is the requirement of the public? Minimum need or a minimum goals to be attended. First, put shelter, later infrastructure facilities, including the road, transport, network, as well as this national information policy required make a platform, transform the information, process it, and also develop the objectives to meet or attain goals of an IP, need as well as a goal. What is the prerequisites? You can see the page number 237, how it can be developed with any country's national information policy. In order to implement decision making to the national information policy, mainly the legislative framework needed based on strong infrastructure development, advisory and administrative infrastructure to prepare information system for sound planning of network of information services. Long back, scientists and also information professionals mentioned to be established national information policy and also developed as a key role like IAS, Indian Information System, parallelly implemented with the plans of action, with the plan of action, any policies in the country framed by the legislation framework to attend the basic needs to compete with the happy index with other countries. You can see now the countries ranked happy index based on the infrastructure, national acquisition policy of the both conventional and also non-conventional media. Information resource centers must be equipped. Previously used to be like libraries with exchange of the small information as per the needs of the particular society. Even there was no transportation. But now transforming the information needs physical to digital and also as well as digital, fast, best channels, reducing the barriers in the information sector. And also improvement in the level of staffing. Previously library is like only the particular category. Previous class I mentioned. Nowadays, as per the national education policy, we need not to be fit for only particular subject. We are working arts and social sciences for the education sector. We have to be ready for the technical oriented sector also. We have to be like ready to equip with the knowledge to serve not only like where we are, and also we have to go to the other sector too, medical, engineering, and also geophysics also. Geophysics nowadays are taking place. How the resources are minimized, reuse, recycle. These education system to be developed at the root level. That's why UGC asked the coursework to be introduced environmental as a subject. It was a science. It should be trained. It should be taught all the areas. Become as a must. With respect to the coursework, they are asking to introduce the particular environmental science course to educate the people how the resources are going to obsolete. Before that, you have to attain to retain that particular resources. At the same time, information also will be become as a key role. So, wherever nation information policy or framing, it should be assessed the needs of that particular society and also develop the pattern of the programs to reach the people with the objectives as well as the goals predefined. You see, nation information policies of the USA and UK. Our constitution is like combination of the advanced countries, European as well as America, and also other countries going to raise the needs to attend, establish to attend the basic needs too. Based on this, our policy also to be developed by seeing that advanced technology utilizing that particular area by reducing the barriers in the infrastructure of information technology. Nation information policy of USA, you can see that the original concerned federal information policy. Ours is mixed policy. Have been tracked back to the mid 30s. At that time, focus in the policy was on just communication. The next 2 decades, the focus was scientific information, and in the 70s, the libraries and information networks come forward to attend the news. Today, the focus is information technology and the effective management of the government information resources. Why the government information is a major role in that sharing are also transformed information to the society because wherever the influence taken place, start from the government framework only. Whenever we are applying third party, we want to compare with the government policies too. Small example, if they are introducing the IT, firstly we are introducing the commercial manner to private. But government think about that not only the corporate, it also access the rich to low or poorest to poor to attend as a citizen of the country to be developed each and every corner of the society. So that any country, the information policy, government will be influenced based on the society built up in US. Congressional Research Service Annual Review 1986 of the bills and resolution concerned with the information policy and the utilization of advanced information technologies used 9 major categories in this review. It gives the best indication of the range of the legislative activity, mainly telecommunication, broadcasting, and satellite transmission. International communication is as well as information policy, library and archives policy, information disclosure, confidentiality, and also right of the privacy, computer security and crime, intellectual property, information technology for education, innovation, and competitiveness, federal information resource management, government information systems, clearinghouse, and dissemination. These are 9 major categories. Attended the particular review to come up with a legislative activity. All the federal information policy taken to the 1980s and 90s, you can see go to the 238 page number. See the government influence to illustrate the efforts and also various tasks performed by the US Congress and other related bodies in the implementation of the Federal Information Policy with the ESA between 1980s and 90s. Why 80s and 90s so influenced? Because technology advancement taken place through the IT. How the government printing office of that particular information. Any changes in India comes with the gazette. Gazette is the authentic information to be implemented by the government. Until unless printed in the gazette, any rules of law will not be applied. Once the gazette taken place, or gazette information comes out, it is a thumb rule to the society to act as per the particular legality of the particular document as per the same manner the government printing office in the US. The Congress and subcommittees 99th Congress 1985 to 86 alone, more than the 500 bills in the resolution were introduced. The drastic influence in the Congressional Research Services, which monitored by the legislation. So the most active subcommittees have been the House Committee on the Government Operations, subcommittees in the Government Information Justice and Agriculture, and also the Housing Committee is on Science, Space and Technology, Subcommittee of Science and Research Technology. Nowadays, the STEM courses influenced in the scientific technology as well as engineering and maths taken place, influencing the investment in the present infrastructure development technology in the country like US and also UK. But comparatively, we are very low investment in the science and technology areas. Still, we are depending upon the developed countries. One example, we are facing the problem of the COVID-19. Lucky enough to share the knowledge about that particular R&D sector within the India, develop the vaccine based on the need of that particular society, and also be supplied for the other countries too in the less time. The due course of time, with the same vaccine, retested with the sideline as well as what are the other areas which they are not attended. Now they are rearmed in the particular areas, attend the side effects. So these all nation information policies framed by a particular country able to assess the needs, analyze and also develop the nation with exchanging technology of the particular developed countries to developing countries as well as underdeveloped countries. So every time I'm telling about the developing, developed as well as underdeveloped. With the global village, information technology, infrastructure to be developed as per the United Nations guidelines to minimize the access into the natural resources, that natural resources to be not to exploit particular area. It's a become as a global threat to exist the human life. The National Information Policy of the USA and UK developed a house companies in science, space, and technology, office and technology assessments, federal library and information centers, office management and budget (OMB), and also office information and regulatory affairs. Main information policy of UK advantage with the knowledge. British libraries, you can see that they established the Ministry of Culture in India. Slowly it is vanishing because of the policy to help the underdeveloped country. where we are not underdeveloped. We are under the developing nation category, so that British Library slowly withdrawing the services from the developed, mentioned in the developing category. We are under the developing nation. Why these people are British libraries established to exchange the information resources. The local government act taken place in the British Library mentioned that established 1973 with the report two nation committees, namely Party Committee in 1967 and Dental Committee in 1971. From inception of the plan of the administration, the British Library have undertaken numerous measures for the development from time to time. How they assess the infrastructure shared with the countries with the help of ministry in India, culture to exchange the citizen of developed and underdeveloped countries. The policies also document published in the British Library. The reviews assisted to the formation of coherent plan for determine the objectives, priorities, and also resource towards a strategic information policy of the United Kingdom, mainly advantage with the knowledge. What is the advantage with the knowledge? 1985 made a report, and also 1998 automation strategy. 1989-94 gave to the knowledge of the British Library strategic plan in the developing countries and also by the developed country exchanging of the information and policies too. Acquisition policy at the document supply center. We know the Nation document policies, document supply policies. Once any research report for the world exchanged by the United Nations with the free of cost. They are not charging any penny on that particular report, exchanging immediately with the United Nations member states to share the knowledge. Small example I can mention the WHO. Recent past. How they developed the document on the research based on the COVID kept open for the public too, to see the research on that particular drug, whether it's a valid trials taken place or not, how much authenticated that particular drug based on the technical document and technical trials in the field too. It also influenced automation strategy. Once drug discovered, how it can be developed by the sharing of the technology, mainly automated. You can see how the material, processed material, without a process, how the product cost increased. Small example I can tell about that preparation of the tablets in the pharma industry. If the manpower is available with the resources of the material taken place, processed, it cost effects on the particular market in the globe. The same package where the human resources are not there, you have to develop and also train the human resources, budget the particular material, processed. We can see that the bias product cannot be delivered as per the needs of the society. Small example, vaccination. First of all, we should fulfill, even including we can say that the natural catches. KG, river basin, processed fuel coming to the user in the next time, application of the cost will be analyzed. Same. Where the information production taking place, how the information product become as an information as a good commodity, the automation status to be applied. And also services will be rendered based on the needs. You can see the information UK 2000. How the examining of the studies, technological development taking place. What we are applying. Even we can see that the technology applied in India by comparing with the advanced countries will not be the same. Even though there was no barriers. We are giving the services from our own areas to the world. At the same time, we are not applying in a particular pattern to attend the basic in the particular society because basic research is different in India compared with other countries. Information becomes a commodity nowadays. But even though we are not able to purchase particular information comparatively with the developed countries. Small example, Google, free of cost is giving for a particular society. It is not so free in the country, even to within India. Small example, Uber Ads. Google information we can click map as a user individual. But as a company, like one or services, they cannot use with the free of cost. The GPS system connected with the available information based on the particular society and particular company or particular organization exchange that particular technology to be paid in return. We may be using that free of cost. To a small example, this year. Given the free life, there's not the free life as advertisement. Good, they reached many people. Later, based on the access to the particular network, then they starts. First of all, they test the need of the society. Later, as per the need, they'll equip them. Then they given service based on the usage or based on the package of the person as a customer. Same thing. United Nations Organization developed the MLISc free of cost ROS-based MLISc to geo interface MLISc. You can see that how the change. GDS is developed as per the need of the society, going for the geo need. So they developed MLISc. How we are accessible. It's not the free of cost. People come forward to develop the tool to exchanging of the information of the data or the records share among the member countries. At the same time, open education resources. This is not the open education is free of cost. Once we already reach particular level, it should not be wasted. That before new knowledge comes, the knowledge to be utilized. The same electronic goods. It's a use and throw. Previously, we used to be served like so service sector. We used to serve with the AMC. Now third party become as an AMC. Previously, in-house maintenance was there. Now we are giving. At the same time, we are updating each and every 5 years with the electronic sector, giving to others by processed information or processed food. What is the technological policies based on the infrastructure, employment, economics, legal and regulatory policies? We can come to know that previously, if anything, going to announce in the social media, we need not to be worried about this, simply update or upload. Now, we are thinking this information, is it authenticated or not before sharing them in social media. That's why we are very particular when we become as a knowledge with that influence, that legality too. Previously, there was no such cases exchanging of information whether it's go wrong. Now, the past influence taken place to damage the society too, the social media too. And also you have to think about the train the workforce with the education and also training process to be trained. How the training process to be trained, educate the knowledge of the person to application of the particular basic need, how it will be exchanged with the political policy issues too. Whichever information we are bringing. Previously, manifestos framed, even not attended, no one bothered about that. But nowadays, political influence is there. Once they prepare the manifesto with the tool as an election campaign, is a questionable by the voter too in the future once they win the race. Previously, no one asked, but nowadays they are asking how it will be applied, how we are manage, how we are able to manage, how it can be organized. This is to be attended with the phenomena by educate the people. You can see the organization policies issues. It should be partnership, maybe planning, representation. This is all just I'm going through the policy, even include within India, you can see the 244, all the policies taken place. In brief, they have given readily available in the 244 and also based on the objectives of the society, mainly National Information Policy of India, how it will foster, promote and sustain by all appropriate means of the organization availability and the use of information in all sectors of national activity. It's not limited to particular area. It should cover all the areas based on the citizen needs. To take steps the mobilization and upgrading existing library information needs. You can see that come up as national knowledge policy. How knowledge policy to be implemented in the due course of time. Sam Pitroda worked on the infrastructure development to the network libraries with the available resources and trained manpower. And also it allows to encourage individuals initiatives of the acquisition and dissemination of the information taken place with the knowledge discovery to create new knowledge atmosphere. You have to develop the new knowledge atmosphere based on the higher education system, how it can be accessible to particular library with the available knowledge in the particular sector. Then only research will be taken place. Research will be applied and also enjoy that particular research output with the country. We are not even improved, like 7 to 8% access the particular research R&D sector with the higher education access. Need to develop the research areas so that as per the new education policy allowed even bachelor course, those who completed with the good credits allowed to go for the direct research. For what purpose? Make use of that new technological advancement for the immediate need. In the last class, I mentioned about that. Traditional as well as the technological advancement taken place, how the research output is going on. You go and admit in the particular IITs, they ask, what is the research applied immediately? Where it can be applied? Is it able to attend the basic needs or attend immediate needs of the particular society? Then only your admission will be allowed and also enormous fund will be given. Unlike in the traditional manner, the research still, it is like not owned by the organized. It's only like candidate for the research. With the minimum infrastructure development with the available source of funding. Because nowadays we are now not everybody getting the research grants. Why? Compared to Australia, PhD admission taken place under the particular project, not directly by the university. Only particular scientists or particular social scientists allowed to take research grant, allowed to take students to work on the particular parameter to get the research results in a framed time, in a framed manner. Even industry gives a grant to the particular professor to work on that directly, not by the government influence. But in India, this is a government as well as the university bond, then it allowed to go for the research work, R&D taken place. These are objectives of the national information policy to be checked. And also factors governing the NIP of India. User and the information requirements, information resources of the country need, hardware and software facilities, infrastructure in the country, all the manpower development, organization structure that exists, and also finances are available. How the industry shared their profits, influencing to invest particular R&D organization. Recently, we attended with the COVID-19 pattern, ICMR, NIL, getting the fund by the selling the product as a vaccine to the society with the commercial pattern, with the biological need. They got the crores of rupees as a right. These parameters to be applied in each and every universities, mainly in the state universities as well as the central universities, to share their research output in return, get the royalty. We have to plan according to the NIP for India. Already mentioned for the planning of the NIP of India. Some of the key issues are already considered. The role of the government in the creation of the dissemination of the information to the individual. You can see that the SEDA developed the R&D access in the defense sector. The concept of public good and effect of information use and also abuse. We have already term communication regarding the information, misinformation, disinformation, right? Use and abuse also. Application of the new technology of information processing to adopt in a low cost software techniques. Again, the low cost means not to minimize the network. Cyber crimes also going on. That we have to attain. And also hacking is a become as a major nation threat, including the information of defense as well as the social medias, threatening the common person. Creation of the National Commission of the Information System and Library Services. It has to act as an apex body to formulate and execute the national policies. Even now, we are unable to attend the basic needs of the society. Something is going wrong. We are unable to trace. In the social media, now, small example we can see. Somebody is going to withdraw from like society as a committing suicide. Is typing something. Google is a term accessed with the information of that particular person, sharing with the government organizations, alerting particular area something going to happen. Please attend immediately. They are stopping that such a activity or a threat. going to happen like international standards if they allow. Even India will become a clue in the particular information policy access. Here somebody is calling and going to take up with something happening, going to happen. Nobody can stop until unless they communicate in other media or else other alternate resources. We are as a information process to work toward this also. So how the planning to be needed, how it can be formulated, mainly in a ministry, government, organizations to be attended particular process. Small example, 108 services. Some people are like misusing that one as a tool, just take as a grant. Recently, we know that someone asked for the basic need through the 108. He punished, but how much waste occurred and also damaged the society. These to be attended. The library sector, we attempt to formulate national policies for the library and information. We'll discuss in detail in the next class. What are the library and information studies in education, training, and research? What is the tool and also the role of Raja Rammohn Rai Library, Minister of Human Resource Development Studies, Department of Culture, Department of Education and Government of India, or the Ministry of Rural Development. What is the Planning Commission? Now it is the Planning Commission become as a Grants Commission. How it can be attempted? You can see the next class to continue with the information systems in India with particularly library and information sector, education training. Thank you one and all. You can shift to next class. Already started, I think. If there are any question, you can just text me or else you can access to my mobile. So we are going to attend next class. Please disconnect from this session and also attend next class. It's 11:30 to 12:30. Thank you one and all. If there is any clarification, please kindly call or visit library to exchange of your experiences as well as if there is any needed training, please kindly come and visit as per the coursework I'm telling. Again and again I'm telling, as per the course, please visit the library wherever able to, wherever accessible. Thank you.